Hey everyone, my name is Rob Phelan, also known as the FI Educator Online, and thank you so much for joining me today for this idea generation exercise. What we're going to do a mind mapping exercise where we're going to have different categories, and for a lot amount of time in each one, you are going to dump your thoughts onto paper. Key theme here is do not judge what comes into your head, just put it straight down onto paper. There might be something there that we can use. So no discounting stuff, no saying that won't work, that's dumb, anything like that. You got to just put it onto paper for the allotted amount of time, and then we're done with it. We move on to the next one. We come back at the end to see, are there any themes or common ideas or something that we could piece together to make a business idea from? So that's what this exercise is. Let's get straight into it. So what you're going to need is the idea generation document, or just a piece of paper where you can write this stuff down. If you're looking for this document, teachers, you can find it at fieducator.store. It's part of the Real Business Project. So I have a whole project where we start real businesses, going from ideas to a business fair or something at the end where students get to showcase their real businesses and what they've sold to the public. All right, so for this particular activity, guys, you are going to need to focus on each category separately. We're going to put 2 minutes on the clock for each one. And again, you're going to dump as many things that come into your head as you can in that time onto the piece of paper. All right, let me get set up so we can talk through this together. The first one we're going to do is our likes. So likes, interests, hobbies, things that you enjoy doing. If you weren't here right now watching this video, you weren't in school, what would you be choosing to do with your time? Those are great things to throw down on here. All right, I'm going to put 2 minutes on the clock. For 2 minutes, think of nothing else. Write down as many things as you can that come into your mind. It can be bullets. It does not need to be full sentences. It can be scattered across the box or on a piece of paper. It does not matter. Let's do this. Ready, set, go. All right, everybody, last few seconds to get your thoughts down onto paper. And let's stop now. Okay, so that's our likes done. If you think of anything else along the way, you can always come back later and add that to the list, but let's move on to the next one. The next one is our skills. So things that we are good at. And this is a hard one to answer sometimes because you have to think about, well, what am I good at? And the key here is, guys, you don't need to be an expert at this. You just need to be better than the average person. Like if you looked around at the people in the room, what do you think you could do slightly better than the average person in this room? You do not even have to be the best at it. Some other good questions are, what am I good at? What do people ask me for help with? If I were to ask my friends and family what I was good at, what would they say? You should also ask them that question later, by the way. So after this 2 minutes is up and this exercise is over, go ask the people close to you, like, hey, what am I good at? What do you think? And see what they say. All right, let's put 2 minutes on the clock once more, writing down everything you can think of that you are good at. Go. All right, let's wrap it up. Last couple seconds. Okay, so skills are done. On to the third one. Third one we're going to talk about is your resources that are available. Now, this is, again, a hard one to identify because we're so used to having all these things in our lives that sometimes we don't recognize that they are special things that could help us with a business. So look around home and obviously think about home right now and what you might have available. Think about school as well. What resources are available to you? This could be equipment, it could be materials, ingredients, hardware or software, applications, things like that you could potentially use for your business. And these are all things that you want to just jot down on paper, even if you don't think you have any good use for them just yet. Put them down. I also like to put people down here. So do you have a parent who can drive or a sibling who's got a skill? Do you have anybody who knows people or who has a business themselves? Do you have a big social media following, or do you have a best friend maybe who has a good social media following that you know would post on your behalf if you ask them to? These are all things we want to put down here. All right, 2 minutes on the clock once more. Let's do this. All right, guys, last couple of seconds and stop. Okay, so we're on to the fourth one. We're almost there. This one is all about pain points, complaints, things that people have problems with. And I want you to start looking at yourself first. So what do you complain about on a regular basis? What causes you frustration? What do you wish was better? They should do this. I wish this was here. I need this. I need help with this. Other things to think about are, what do the people around you say? So if you listened to your classmates, to your friends, to your family, what are they complaining about? Just start listing pain points, things that people wish were better or things that could be better that would improve people's lives. We're not going to get every single pain point out there. Obviously, there's so many of them, but we can at least start listening to those and start jotting down the ones that we are aware of, especially in ourselves. Okay, 2 minutes on the clock. Let's go. Okay, last couple of seconds, everybody. Get those complaints out. All right. Hopefully that felt good. It's kind of cathartic to go through what we're complaining about and just write it down, get it out. It's a great one to do as a class as well. And we'll get to that probably in a different session where we talk about collecting, connecting problems. But really good idea. If a business at its core solves a problem for people, it's a very easy thing to sell. All right, moving on to the final one. Now, this one's all about your trends. What are things that are trending right now? What are things that are becoming popular or are already popular? Looking for things like business ideas that you've noticed elsewhere that seem to be doing well and popping up around the place. What are influencers online talking about right now? What are the most popular items that people are kind of getting or acquiring? Like for me right now, when recording this video, it's probably those Stanley cups. And I'm thinking like, okay, how could I provide something that would customize those? In the past, it's been things like AirPod cases or different items of clothing or shoes. So there's lots of different things that we could potentially work into a business or build a business around. So what is the trending stuff right now? Think about as much as you can. What do people like? And not just your likes now, what does everyone else like? And see, can you start building a list of those things? All right, 2 minutes on the clock. Last one, let's go. All right, everybody, throw down those last few thoughts. All right, thank you so much for going through the exercise, guys. You've got 5 of these different ones done now. And what you want to do is go back through them and start looking for ways you could connect those to create an idea. So like, for example, the business I do right now, Educator, I provide educational resources for teachers to use in their classrooms related to personal finance. I'm really into personal finance. I love talking about it. Entrepreneurship, also something I'm very excited about. Second thing, skills. I'm really good at creating resources and educational products and communicating a message. So I'm good at creating the things that other teachers can use. Resources available. I have a laptop. I have a phone. I have a Canva account that I have for another business. So these are all things that I could use and create things with what I have at my fingertips right now. The pain points. I know other educators are being tossed these personal finance classes and needing to come up with resources, or they want to find ways to make this class more exciting for you and not just a boring textbook that everyone's reading. And then finally, the trends. Personal finance is becoming a much more popular thing to teach in high schools. We're seeing states pass legislation more and more each day. So this business had something in all of those categories that I was able to string together and be like, okay, this is the business I want to take forward. In high school, for me, it was a baking company. We did this exercise and thought about, okay, I'm able to bake, I'm able to cook, like, can I use those things? I'm into doing those things. I'm good at doing those. Students are always hungry. They're always complaining about a lack of options in our cafeteria. Can I be the one to fix that problem? And so I had the opportunity at the market because it was a school. That's where all the customers were. I had the opportunity to sell it. And then finally the trends, like who doesn't want cookies and brownies? That's what we ended up selling. Those are always going to be likable by other students. So that ended up being a great business for me to do in high school. I hope you enjoyed the exercise all. And if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to leave a comment in the video. I'd love to come back and answer this for you and talk about it in class. What is everyone else thinking at this point? What did you guys come up with? Can they look at your list and help you maybe come up with some ideas? I usually will ask my students at this point to come up with 20 business ideas. So not 1, not 2, not 3. I want you to come up with 20. And the reason I ask for 20 is that it's much easier to come up with 20 than it is to come up with the one. We're not trying to find something that is a forever business. We're not trying to find something that you have to make your future career. We want something to be a mini experiment, something that you're like, yeah, I could do that. And you could have a go at it. You could learn the steps of starting a business. And then if you don't like it at the end, you can always shut it down and try something else. If you are looking for ideas, you can find some that I've created. It's 102 business ideas for teens at thesimplestartup.com/ideas. Thank you all, and best of luck with your businesses.